Good morning. Welcome to Pahuska. We are so excited to see you today. This is going to be a very exciting day. Gentner and I are truly honored to see all of you here with us for this very important and exciting announcement. I am incredibly proud to be Gentner's wife. I'm Wendy Drummond, and I'm very proud to stand before you as we see so many of you who have gathered from every corner of our great state to be here with us today. I'm proud of Gentner, not just because he's done a fabulous job as our Attorney General, but because of the man he is at his
There's
core.
nothing I can do about it. I'll just have to take it off.
Gentner will fight for what is right, no matter the consequences.
5 minutes for correction.
And above all, he is a devoted husband, father, and grandfather. His love for his family drives everything he does. And that same love extends to each and every one of you, the people of this great state. When Gentner ran for Attorney General, it wasn't to cater to the political elite. It was to serve the hardworking people of Oklahoma. He believes in a brighter future for all of our families. And believe me, he will fight to make our state stronger, better, and even greater than it already is. As we begin today, let's first take a moment to honor God and this incredible country we are blessed to call home. Please welcome Reverend Mickey Baldwin, the pastor of Cornerstone Foursquare Church, and the mayor of Okmulgee, pretty amazing, to the stage. Mickey has been a minister for over 30 years and joyfully leads the Oklahoma Association of Christian Leaders. I should have said Okmulgee Association of Christian Leaders, uniting 34 ministers in prayer for their community, state, and country. Married to Marcy for 38 years, with 6 children and 8 grandchildren, we are honored to have Mickey here to lead us in our invocation today.
Well, let's join our hearts together in faith on this incredible day that we're all experiencing. Join with me, please. Father, today we come together recognizing that in unity, your blessings flow. Unity to plan for a stronger tomorrow that doesn't rest on just one set of shoulders, but on each of us, to strive together with your divine safety over all of our people. This is crucial in the days that we live in. May your peace and comfort reign over each heart and every soul. We thank you, Father, for the unity that happens when citizens, law enforcement, and the courts of justice stand together. We ask, Father, that you would provide protection for these incredible men and women who are to my left, who serve our great state. For the military forces that work through orders that takes them above and beyond the call of duty. Give them your wisdom and knowledge by your Spirit, to always be one step ahead on every front, home and abroad. Yet today we unify our hearts as citizens of Oklahoma to rally as a strong voice, asking in faith for your continued direction in our leadership. May we find your way of love to increase connection between those who make up our outstanding state. And may all your elected officials and volunteers bring us into truly a stronger tomorrow. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Baldwin. We appreciate you being here today for those inspirational words. fitting that we're here in Pawhuska. You probably didn't know that the very first Boy Scout troop in the United States originated right here, not far from where we stand. Pretty amazing. And it's especially fitting because Gentner is a lifelong Boy Scout and Eagle Scout and was actually the president of the Indian Nations Council. So we are deeply honored today to have troops 43 and 33 to take time out of school to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
May the audience please rise. Color guards attention. Color guards advance. Color guards, post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May the audience please be seated. Color guards, retreat.
That was our beautiful trumpet trio from the Tulsa Praise Orchestra. Thank you for that lovely and inspirational piece. And now, it's my great pleasure to introduce Kate, Alexander, Madeline, and Jack to introduce their dad.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here on this wonderful day. I'm Kate Hildebrand. I'm Dad's oldest, and some might say wisest. We are so happy that you're here with us today. I'm a doctor at OBGYN Specialist of Tulsa, and we'll just go down the line and introduce ourselves.
My name is Alexander Drummond. I'm like my father. I'm an Air Force fighter pilot with combat time. I'm also an airline pilot. Technically, I outrank them, but I don't usually always make them.
I'm Madeline Drummond. I'm a banker at Blue Sky Bank, and quite frankly, I'm Dad's favorite.
I'm Jack Drummond, and I run the family cattle operation. And with that, I can tell you that the highlight of this this event will probably be the burgers.
Our dad has always had a heart for service and helping others.
His service to our nation inspired me to join the Air Force, fly fast jets, and serve my country.
My dad is a phenomenal businessman who built and grew the bank, and he has infused hundreds of millions of dollars into Oklahoman communities and created thousands of jobs with that.
Don't let the fact that he's a lawyer and a banker fool you. In his heart, he is a cattleman that is more comfortable on a horse than on television.
Dad instilled the values of hard work and dedication into each of us, and I know that those values helped me with my medical training.
Dad taught me to love this country, cherish our freedom, and always put faith and family first.
Dad taught me that being successful in business isn't just about making money, it's about how you make people feel.
Dad taught me how to ride a horse, shoot a gun, and pull a calf.
If I were to describe our dad in one word, it would be determined.
Patriotic.
Trustworthy.
Tough.
You probably know a lot about my dad from his time as Attorney General, but let me tell you a story you may not have heard before. He takes his role as father very seriously. When I was in high school, if someone wanted to date me, they had to schedule a formal interview at his law office. Luckily for me, Daniel, at the age of 15, passed that interview or interrogation with flying colors, and now we've been married for 15 years.
For my 10th birthday, he loaded up a Suburban of my friends to take us camping out of the ranch. We dined like kings on rabbit and took home pelts and animal bones as gifts the next day for our mothers on Mother's Day.
No matter how busy my dad was, and still is, he makes sure he's at all of my events and makes sure I'm his #1 priority because I'm his favorite.
Dad has always been an avid outdoorsman. I recall whenever I was 14, he took Alexander and me on a canoeing trip to the Boundary Waters of Canada. Over about together we rode and portaged about 100 miles in 12 grueling days. I can tell you, he's got grit.
Thank you all for joining us on this wonderful day.
It means so much to our family that you join us today to support my dad.
Please forgive him and laugh at his dad jokes.
And now, join me in giving our father a big Osage County welcome.
Get him.
Good morning, Oklahoma. What a beautiful day in the heartland of America. As I stand here and look out at friends and family and fellow Oklahomans, I am truly blessed and energized to continue the fight for Oklahoma. Thank you for being here, whether you drove across town or across our state. Your presence inspires me. Thank you. And if you're just here for the free burger, that's okay too. Just sign up, the volunteer sign up on the way out the door. Before we get too far down the road, I do want to introduce my family. You met Wendy. She is an amazing wife, a partner, a soulmate who has sacrificed greatly for me to serve you as Attorney General. Kate, my oldest, is married to Daniel, and they have Hallie and Gwen. Alexander is married to Mary, and they have Adeline, McKenna, and Luke. Madeline is married to Justin, and they have Lane. Jack is married to Ashley, and they have Quincy. Also, my stepsons, Aiden and Finn, who are married to Allison and Rachel, respectively. These young people inspire me. I wouldn't be here without my family. And it goes beyond just their love and support and encouragement. My children and grandchildren are literally the reason that I am passionate about the future of Oklahoma. So today, I'd like to talk a little about their future, about our future, about the future of Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a place where values still mean something. Hard work is a way of life, where integrity matters. I'm here today because I believe together we can make a great state greater than it's ever been. I spent my life fighting for what is right. I served our country in combat, and I serve our state as Attorney General. Serving my fellow Americans and my fellow Oklahomans is the greatest honor of my life. When I was 14 years old, just 15 miles south of here, my grandfather sat me down. He said, "Gentner, you're the oldest of 65 in your generation. You're the oldest of the 5th generation of Drummonds in Osage County. And I want to inspire you to give back. We have been richly blessed as a family in this state and in this nation. And when you become an adult, I want you to serve in the military. I want you to raise your family. And then I want you to give back to the state in an elected office." As that 14-year-old Gentner sat there and took that in from my grandfather, a man who I held above all others, I was inspired and encouraged and directed. And now as I look at my 7 grandchildren, I see the impact that we as adults have on this next generation. And it's important. We take that seriously. We're inspired and we're inspiring. So I did exactly what he said. I enrolled at Army ROTC at Oklahoma State. After we took our officer qualification exams that they shared with the Air Force, the next day the Air Force was sitting at my doorstep saying, "Hey, sign up for the Air Force, go fly jets, sleep in a clean bed. If you go with the Army, you're going to probably have to walk in the dirt and sleep in the dirt." And so that's what I did. I went to flight school, having flown before. The highlight for me was serving the United States in its first combat mission in the Gulf War. I'll tell you more about that at the end, because something happened that night that shaped the rest of my life. I flew 38 combat missions before fulfilling my Air Force commitment, and then it was time to begin the rest of my life. I studied law, continued to raise these children, always calling Osage County my home, and never missing a boat, even in combat. For these last 30 years, I've been extremely blessed, and I don't mean just financially. I'm talking about the kind of blessing you get when you get to make a direct impact in others' lives in a positive way. I've created jobs that have provided people the opportunity to raise their families. I've represented companies and individuals in every area of law. Through the bank, Blue Sky Bank, we provided loans to families to let them fulfill their American dream. And Drummond Beef has fed countless Oklahomans. All of this was only possible because of God's blessing and favor. In the past few years, I've been honored to serve as your Attorney General. I've delivered on every single promise I made. I fought to protect public safety, defend our values, and uphold the rule of law. I don't stand up to the political elite. I don't answer to party bosses. I stand up for the people of Oklahoma. Always have, always will. I promised the people of Oklahoma that I would go after every single illegal marijuana grow facility in our state. 2 years ago, we had over 12,000 grows in our state. Most of them criminal operations led by Mexican and Chinese syndicated cartels. Today, that number is 3,006. That's 9,000 grows out of business. That's 9,000 operations that were flooding our streets and our neighborhoods with fentanyl and using the marijuana distribution for human trafficking. We've seized thousands of pounds of dangerous drugs, keeping them off our streets. In one operation alone, we seized 72,000 pounds of processed marijuana. And for you guys driving the back roads of Oklahoma, that's the equivalent of 60 round bales of Prairie Hay. A week later, we had a bus where we destroyed 77,000 untagged and illegal marijuana plants. That's millions of dollars of dirty money that would have otherwise gone to fuel drugs human trafficking, and organized crime. But instead, we stopped it. And all of this is only possible because of strong partnerships. Strong partnerships that we built across the state with law enforcement, Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, dozens of sheriff's offices, local police departments, all doing their part every day. And I'm proud to stand with them. But while we in law enforcement have been fighting to protect Oklahoma, the Biden administration has been working against us. For every 10 thugs that we arrest, another 100 cross an open southern border. Those days are numbered. America's best days are ahead of us. And the future of Oklahoma couldn't be brighter. And we can build that future together, and we can start right now. My friends, I'm here to announce that I am running for governor of the great state of Oklahoma. I'm not running for governor because I want to be title. I'm not running for governor as a career politician looking for another promotion. I'm not running for governor to serve special interest groups. I'm not running for governor so that I can bow down to party bosses. I'm running for governor because I believe in the boundless potential of its people, and I am deeply committed to the future that we can build together. Together, we can build a future where Oklahoma is the most business-friendly state in the nation. Together, we can build a future where hardworking Oklahomans enjoy the highest quality of life in the country. Together, we can build a future where we will work together with our Native American tribes to invest in education, roads and bridges, and public safety. All this is possible now and more. As governor, I will keep standing strong with President Trump to secure our borders, deport illegals, and stop the flow of drugs and crime. I'll fight to lower the tax burden, lower the cost of living, and increase the number of quality jobs. I will support public education, empower parents, and protect local control. And of course, as your governor, I will always stand with the strong and brave men and women who risk their lives every day to serve us. In fact, I'd like to invite men and women of law enforcement to join me on the stage right now. If you're law enforcement, please come up. And there's a lot more out there embedded, just in case you're aware. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for your support of law enforcement. While we're here, I'd like to invite Mark Nelson to say a few words. Mark is the president of the Oklahoma Fraternal Order of Police and has been a steadfast advocate for public safety and for the support of our law enforcement professionals across the state. Mark, the stage is yours.
Well, it is an absolute honor to be here in Osage County, here in Pawhuska, Oklahoma today. I drove up with my cohort from Edmond, from Oklahoma City, and we had to stop 3 times for gas and get our passports checked. It's a long ways up here. I have been in law enforcement for nearly 25 years. As I said, I'm an Oklahoma City police officer. I've seen a lot there, and have the privilege of serving, as Attorney General said, as the state president of the Oklahoma Fraternal Order of Police for the last 4 years. We represent over 6,500 law enforcement officers across the state, and am privileged to have folks here from our organization from as far east as Salisaw and Tulsa and Skiatook to members that are from Weatherford and Elk City, as far north and as far south, a pretty broad reach across the state of Oklahoma. And I'll pause for just a second, if I can have just a moment to recognize, because as the Attorney General is one and has a family member who's one, I wouldn't normally ask you to stand, but Would you at least raise your hand, or can we give a round of applause to all of our veterans and military folks in the crowd? I did not serve in the military, but we in law enforcement feel a special bond with those that do, who wear or who have worn a uniform. We are striving for order amongst chaos and to protect our communities and in the military's case, our country. And around the country, for the last many years, law and order has been under attack. We've seen it in many states. I am proud to say that we haven't seen a huge influx of it here in Oklahoma. We've been vilified, we've been demonized, and there's a small group of people who want to preach and portray that law enforcement is what's wrong with society. Holding people accountable to our standard of living of law and order is what's wrong. They want to see anarchy and they want to see chaos. But I stand here today humbled, but also proud to say that I am a cop, I'm a law enforcement officer, and every single member of the Fraternal Order of Police in Oklahoma, I can honestly say, feels the exact same way. Every cop, deputy, state trooper, and state law enforcement officer. As recently as New Year's morning, when a deranged terrorist hell-bent on causing havoc in New Orleans didn't care what safety measures were set up, killed 10 people, 12, and I'm sure we'll still see that count go up. When he wrecked his vehicle, and I've seen the video, I've seen the body cam, shoot, if you're on social media, you can probably see it as well. But the moment that those officers knew what they were dealing with and the gunshots started going off, it's emotional to watch men and women drop what they're doing and run as fast as they can to end that threat. 2 of them being shot. That's what we as cops at the core do. We're not perfect, but we do care about our communities. Our communities and our ranks are made up of your sons, your daughters, your husbands, your wives, your brothers and your sisters. That's who we are, and we honor and stand for the privilege of serving you. I would say a little bit cliche, but maintaining order, there's still truth to it. Maintaining order while others want to create chaos. And we're just a small part of the equation as it relates to public safety in our communities. Cops and law enforcement officers can't do it alone. It requires our community, our citizens, but just as, if not more importantly, we have to have elected officials who stand and respect the rule of law. Attorney General Gentner Drummond has shown that to police officers and law enforcement officers around this state for many years now. He mentioned some of it with fighting illegal grows, causing crime to rise in some of our communities and our counties where murder has happened. We don't just have to push back, we have to fight back to make sure that that kind of behavior and activity has no place in Oklahoma. We cannot allow human traffickers and child traffickers to see another minute of daylight in this state. They cannot victimize our families. We won't surrender our cities, our counties, and our communities to this kind of behavior and criminal activity. We believe that Attorney General Drummond, who we have had a relationship for years now, is the best person suited to do that job next as governor. And Mr. Drummond, the last Tuesday, our executive board met, and we had input from represented over thousands and thousands of officers across the state, 30 to 40 different lodges, and it's my pleasure to announce that we voted unanimously to endorse you to be Oklahoma's next governor.
Thank you, Mark. Another applause for these fine public services. To Mark and the Fraternal Order of Police and the lawmen represented on this stage, your trust means everything to me. And I promise that I will continue to stand strong for the men and women in uniform who protect our families every day. Our law enforcement officers do the right thing every day, regardless of the cost. and they have to make life and death decisions in a split second. Which brings me back to January 17, 1991, the very first combat mission of the Gulf War. I was a 27-year-old fighter pilot with an F-15 strapped to my back, and I was leading the first strike package of that war. At 3 a.m., my 4-ship of F-15s crossed the border with 48 fighter bombers in tow. As we entered Iraq, we were encountered with a barrage of anti-aircraft artillery and surface-to-air missiles. 4 MiG-29s launched against us, and we repelled them, and they retreated. And as we entered the southwest corner of Baghdad, the men behind me dropped their ordnance, and as they left, my number 3 and 4 men led them towards safety, and I stayed on target until the last was off as mission commander, and then provided rear guard as we fled back to Saudi Arabia. About 100 miles from safety, I was ordered to go back north. My wingman and I went back north and were identified a bandit about 120 miles on my nose. I found him, gave us coordinates, and he was confirmed, this is a bandit, and you are cleared to kill. And as a fighter pilot in combat, when you're cleared to kill, that means you run your intercept, you put the dot in the circle, you push the button, and he dies. But as I ran that intercept, it did not make sense to me. I concluded that he must have been a pilot from my strike package that was disoriented and went north deeper into Baghdad, providing the separation, and thus coming back out of Baghdad, identified as a bandit. I elected not to shoot. At 25 miles, I was ordered to kill. At 20, the new voice ordered me to kill again. And at 18, the third voice that I knew to be a one-star general ordered me to kill. I disobeyed 3 direct orders. I ran the intercept. I was right. They were wrong. I escorted that pilot back to the same airbase. He was a Saudi Tornado pilot. When we landed, he gave me a formal bow, and he went east, I went west. When I pulled into my chocks, I was met by military police. They arrested me, put me in handcuffs, and led me into the ready room. In the meanwhile, that officer told his commander, who called the United States side and told my commander. And as I walked into the ready room, I was met by a 3-star general who said, take off his handcuffs, award him a Distinguished Flying Cross. He did not kill a Saudi prince. I tell you that story for one simple reason. I want you to know that I will always do the right thing, regardless of the cost. Friends, this is only the beginning. With God's favor, we are going to build a future that is worthy of our children and our grandchildren. A future filled with hope, opportunity, and promise. I need your support. I need your prayers. I need your voice. I need you to tell your friends and family. I need you to tell them that you're supporting Gentner Drummond for governor. And I need you to tell them why. Together, we are going to make Oklahoma greater than it's ever been. I am Gentner Drummond, and I'm running for governor of the state of Oklahoma to represent you, the people, not the political elite. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless this great state of Oklahoma.
You're listening to the sound of the American heart. And our free music on a Saturday night brings a smile to your face and a tear to your eye. Sing a song about the heartland, the only place I feel at home.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being here to share this moment with us. It means so much to us. The fun is not over. We have some pretty great Drummond beef burgers in the back. We'd love for you to stay and say hello, have a burger. We do need your support on this journey. This is going to be a fight, and we need you to stand with us and fight with us for Oklahoma. So please, check in at the volunteer table at the back. You get a free t-shirt if you sign up. What can be better than that? And just know that we're grateful to you, and we're grateful for you for being here and for joining us as we fight for the state of Oklahoma. It's going to be better than ever. Thank you.
Side by side, still wave to the neighbor when we're driving by. Sing a song about the heartland. Sing a song about the heartland. Sing a song about my I bet you never heard old Marshall Dillon say, Whiskey, have you ever thought of running away? Settling down, would you marry me? If I asked you twice to take a place, she'd have said yes in a New York minute. You never tried to knock, heart wasn't in it. He stroked the wrist as he rode away. He never hung his hat up. I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to roll right. Wearing my six-shoe, riding my pony on the cabin drive. Stealing young girls' hearts, just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. Oh, I should have been a cowboy. The funny thing, running wild, chasing Jesse James, ending up on the rim, good danger, riding shotgun for the Texas Rangers. No Western man, haven't you been told? California's full of whiskey, women and goats, sleeping out all night with the desert stars, dreaming my eye and a prayer in my heart. I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to love.